Hi everyone, welcome to the thermodynamic lab. This is actually the experiment on air compressor, and in the beginning we will show some of the introduction and the stage or the history. Now, what is the aim? You can see this is to develop an understanding of first and second laws of thermodynamics and their applications to steady state flow process to understand the physical meaning of the terms in mathematical model such as the energy equation for the formal process. To acquire experience in mathematical models and how and why to make assumptions. To be familiar with instruments, mechanical and electrical device and machinery such as compressor. To develop skills of measurement, computation and analysis for design and thermal system. So if you look at this is the test rig. The upper one is the computer that gives us the, when we start, they give the data, and we have to collect data from that scheme. And this is the front view that has some switches like the power switch, flow control, all of this is here. And then this is like the close view of all these switches. And then this is the main switch for the power one, and all other switches will be described by the when the video will be shown. Yeah. Okay. Now this is like the after the when we on, we see this one is the computer scheme that has the all data. When the system reaches the steady state condition, we take the data from that scheme. Okay, this is the the similar other case rig that is the older one. This has the no computer, but if you see there is a small screen. This small screen is there, and that this screen is gives the when we start. This is all the data shown in this screen, and this is like the schematic of this pattern, how it works. Like the air comes is through this direction. Air comes through this direction, just coming here. You see it here, and this is the goes to the filter, and after then there is a one sensor, temperature sensor, that's T1, and here goes to the compressor, and then due to the compress, and it gets the high temperature, and that in outlet, that's we measure the temperature here also, that's T2, and the air goes out, and here is a pressure sensor that gives the pressure, and this one is goes to that way to a heat exchanger. That heat exchanger is actually is like the air goes here, and the same time the water goes the other way. That's make the cooling of the air, and this one here we measure the temperature with the sensor. With sorry, with the sensor that is T3, that is T3, and then is goes the inside the heat exchanger and goes out, it become cool, and we measure here is the T4, and then the air goes to the receiver. And what is the water flow here? The water flow here is coming in this direction. Water flow, this is pressure reducing valve here. Water flow sensor, we can the flow rate we measured here, flow sensor, and then this water goes to the heat exchanger through a pipe. That is there is another thermocouple to measure temperature, that is T5, and then it goes inside the heat exchanger through a pipe, and then get out through this direction. And here is another thermocouple to measure the temperature, that is the T6, and then it goes out in this way. Okay, goes out this way. And the air after the through the receiver, then it goes out in this direction. Airflow is filtered and through the regulator, and airflow sensor. Here there is airflow sensor, and then goes out. So here we put the another thermocouple. There's the final outlet of the air from the system, that is the T7, and then air goes out. And you can see the other part of this test rig, that is the motor. That's when the electrical power, so is the motor start. There is a one like the bell. This is the connect with the bell. That bell, the power used to compress the air here. So there are some of the auxiliary part is here. So now look at the data sheet. The next is data sheet. That data sheet is, if you see the data sheet here, some of the like that you have to put your name in the student number and date, time, the ambient pressure and ambient temperature input, and you collect all this data. Okay. Collect all this data from the computer screen and put all of this one. Okay. So you take the three set of data for each case, and then you will make the average, and then take the signature from your instructor and distribute among your group member to prepare a lab report, and then you submit. So this is the part of the introduction of the lab apparatus, and now you can see the video of this lab, and up to this is okay. So just wait a few seconds for the video of the experiment.
Hi student, welcome to air compressor lab. And firstly, I want to show you the air compressor system. Okay, in here we have an air filter and airflow in this one. You can see here airflow in here, and after air filter we have a sensor. This one will show you T1. Okay, and after the T1 we have this one is compressor. After the compressor, the pressure and temperature of air will be increased, and air temperature we have from this one, T2, and pressure from the pressure transducer, this one. And remember that from the pressure transducer you have gauge pressure, and in the calculation you have to change from gauge pressure to absolute pressure. Okay, now we come to the heat exchanger, this one. And before the heat exchanger, we have another temperature sensor, and this one will show you T3. It's hot air, okay? And after the heat exchanger, we have cool air, this one T4, okay? And we use water to cool down air in this system, and water in from this one Okay, and in here we have a water flow sensor, this one. With this one will show you the water flow rate, yeah, and water flow in the heat exchanger from this one will show you T5 and out T6, okay, and water out here you can see. Okay, now come back to air line. After the heat exchanger, air go to the container, okay, and after the container you have here is airflow sensor. Okay, airflow sensor will show you airflow rate, and after the airflow sensor we have this one is T7 before the silencer and airflow out from the silencer. Thank you.